Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum students. Today we are going to start our chapter number 6, which is a poem and its name is The Daffodils. So you can see the poem is about the daffodils. First, we have to start from here that what are daffodils and who is the poet of the poem and what is the poem about. And it is about a poet who is wandering, means moving here and there freely, and then immediately he sees the countless flowers which are under the growing tree. Okay, and he saw countless means many flowers at a glance, just like he just thought that they are in thousands. Okay, so he just enjoyed that scene because the flowers, they were fluttering here and there. Okay, and they were tossing their heads with the air breeze. So that's why he is enjoying that scene and he gets the pleasure from that scene. So after that, when he is in means pensive mood or in sorrow or grief mood, so he just thinks that scene or the natural scenes, and after that he gets happy and he gets pleasure from the natural scenes. Okay, okay. Why did he wrote that poem? Why did he write that poem? The poem is written by William Wordsworth and he is called a natural poet. Okay, he was close to nature and he loved and liked the nature. That's why he wrote many poems. He wrote many numbers of poems about the nature. And the poem Daffodils, the Daffodils is one of them. Okay, so who was William Wordsworth? William Wordsworth was an English poet. Okay, he was born in the near Beautiful Lake district, England. So he was born in England. Okay, England is the main country. Okay, in 1770. So in 1770, William Wordsworth was born near the Beautiful Lake district, which is in England. Okay, and he was died in 1850. So you can easily memorize that 771 and 0. Okay, so in 1770, William Wordsworth was born and he was died in 1850. Okay, and Beautiful Lake district is the village or valley in which William Wordsworth was born. Okay, so the poem, there are 4 stanzas in this poem and you know very well what is a stanza. A complete paragraph of the poem is called stanza. Okay, and what are verses? Each line of the poem, single line. Okay, each single line of the poem is called verse, and there are 24 verses total in this poem. Okay, first I read the first paragraph, which is about the poet William Wordsworth, and then I will read the paragraph or the paragraph, not paragraph, which is about the daffodils. Okay, what are they? So you can see the page number 33 of your book, page number 33. I read the first paragraph. This poem is written by the famous English poet William Wordsworth. He was born in the Beautiful Lake district of England in the year 1770. From his early days, he was very fond of flowers, birds, lakes, rivers, rocks and trees. He used to spend much time enjoying their beauty. he used to take long tours on foot and visit the beautiful natural scenes which he loved so much. He started a new kind of poetry written in simple words about natural objects and simple country people. He died in 1850. Okay, so you have seen that he used to spend his much of time uh, just observing the nature. That's why he is called the natural poet. Okay, what are daffodils? You can see the note on page number 34. I just read the note and you will easily understand that what are daffodils and why did he write the poem on the daffodils. The daffodil is a lovely flower growing wild and in gardens, which comes into flower in the early spring. Okay, so spring is the season in which they grow. It has a thin green stalk. Stalk means connecting just a petal. Okay, usually more than a foot in height, and a single large bell-shaped flower surrounded by large pointy petals of the same yellow color. So they are just in yellow means with the golden shade. This may be any shade of yellow from pale yellow to golden. Daffodils grow in groups, often under or near trees. Okay, so the poet saw daffodils under the growing tree. While the single flower is lovely, a large group of daffodils is one of the most beautiful sights of the English countryside. So we came to know that they are mostly grow in the English countrysides. Okay. Now come to the page number 33. Okay. I didn't write word spelling on the board because all the word spelling from each paragraph are mentioned in the page number 34, page number 35. So you can easily learn from here. Okay, I write the first stanza of the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Okay, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. In this paragraph, first poet is describing his situation. He was wandered. Okay, wandered means he was moving here and there without any purpose. Lonely as a cloud, just a cloud. They are just like a vendor. Okay, so sometimes they move here and there without any purpose. So he compares himself with the cloud, which is lonely, and it is vented because there is no purpose for moving here to there. Okay, that floats on high, or OER. It is the word from which is taken from the Old English, and the full form of the word is over. Okay, over. So float means to rest on the surface. Okay, on high over vales and hills. Vales means valleys or the ground floors between the hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a group. Okay, and uh, I saw a crowd means a host of golden daffodils. He is describing the crowd in the next line. Golden daffodils beside the lake beneath the trees means he is describing the place where he saw golden daffodils fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Okay, so fluttering means moving breeze in the air. Okay, continuous. Now come to the second stanza of the poem, and breeze means gentle wind. The second stanza of the poem is continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Okay, there is a word in the second line. Twinkle means shining on the Milky Way. Milky Way he is describing the daffodils just like millions of stars in the sky, and Milky Way is our galaxy. They stretched in never-ending line. Stretch means extend, spread. They were in countless numbers. Okay, along the margin of a bay. Bay is just like a gulf or a narrow line of the sea. Okay, or we can say that it was just like a small lake. Okay, 10,000 saw I at a glance. Glance means look up, just looking briefly. Okay, at sight. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Okay, tossing means the flowers. They were rising and falling their heads with the air breeze. And they were just like they were dancing. Sprightly means the poet saw the live dance of daffodils and they were tossing their heads with the air breeze. The waves, this third stanza I am reading. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. Okay. Now in the third stanza, the poet is just comparing the waves of the lake and the dance of the daffodils. He is saying that the waves with the air breeze just like dancing, but the dance or the fluttering or the just sparkling of the daffodils, they were better than the waves of the lake. So the waves beside them danced, but they outdid. Outdid is the second form of the outdo, means that do better than. So the daffodils, they were better dancing than the waves. Sparkling, waves in glee. Sparkling means twinkling, shining, and glee basically represent the happy mood. So the daffodils, they were in happy mood, and with the happy mood they were dancing. Okay. A poet could not be gay. Gay means happy. Okay, the feelings or the feeling of happiness. So a poet could not but be gay. It means that a poet was happy when he saw the daffodils. Okay, in such a jocund company. Jocund means just like merry, happy. Okay, so it was a happy company. I gazed. Gaze means just look steadily. Okay, and gazed but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. Wealth means affluence. Just he got the pleasure from the scene of the dancing of the daffodils, and then he just gets the pleasure from that scene. So this scene brought the pleasure to poet. Okay, the last stanza of the poem. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, there flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. Oft, often means many times. When on my couch I lie in vacant. Vacant means unoccupied, leisure time. Or in pensive means thoughtful, or just the poet is thinking about something, or he is worried about something. They flash just like blaze in front of the eyes of the poet upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. Bliss means joy and solitude means loneliness. So it means that he just when he lies on his couch and he is worried about something, or when he is in leisure time, in the free time, so when he is alone, so this scene is joyful for him. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. So this is our poem, The Daffodils, and there are on the page number 34 and 35, the words meanings are here. Stanza number 1, stanza number 2, 3 and 4, and you have to copy the all work from the web portal and submit your copies for the checking. Okay, so take care. Allah Hafiz.